kids.
Get on me. Predator.
Yo, hold up, Elvira, hold up. What's up, man? This is the VIPs.
Yeah, that means very, very important people.
Hey guys, I'm Duff from MTV, and I'm here to interview Tupac for his rockumentary.
Oh, straight, yo, is Ed ever gonna see this? Yo, because, you know, I was in Virginia Beach, and I met his cousin, right? He told me, like, put some lyrics on it.
Jim, his stand-up was, like, crazy. Like, he did, like, a guy who had nuclear, like, survived a nuclear bomb or something. It was just, like I said, his act was out there. And Damon...
First of all, I need to take it back to when In Living Color was on, and thank you for putting me on television.
Okay, wait, hold up. I have to say that when I first started out in Living Color, I came up with the idea. I went to Keenan. I said, can we put music acts at the closing of the show? He said, great, go ahead and do it. So I had to do all the work. Not one record company executive would give me a viable act. And we put someone on, and it didn't go well because he wasn't well known. And I was with Rhonda Cowan and your manager, Shakim. And I was like, nobody wants to go on the show. He said, they're fools. I'll put La on the phone on the show. And I was like, for real? And you came on the show. And after she came on the show, she blew up so big. She blew up our segment. Not that.
Conceived by the creative genius Keenan Ivory Wayans, In Living Color burst onto the scene in 1990 with unparalleled impact. For 5 seasons, the show not only distinguished itself from its comedic predecessors, but also left an indelible mark on the landscape of television. It undoubtedly shaped the trajectory of every comedy show that followed. Of course, SNL was around before and after In Living Color. However, a show like Mad TV never made the airways without the success that Wayans and his friends found in the early 90s. But as you would expect, it had some dark sides that no one really wants to talk about. In 1988, Wayans found himself in discussions with executives from the newly established Fox network. Fox was eager to bring distinctive and daring shows to the forefront of television. Impressed by Wayans' work in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, they entrusted him with full creative control of his own show, something that didn't happen back then, especially for black creators. The pivotal factor in the show's triumph lay in its ensemble cast. Emerging talents like Jim Carrey, Kim Coles, Tommy Davidson, David Alan Grier, Jamie Foxx, and the gifted Wayans siblings Damon, Kim, Sean, and Marlon showcased on-set chemistry that seemed almost telepathic. Their synergy defied conventional explanation. Reflecting on the cast during an appearance on HBO's The Blacklist, Wayans expressed, "Everyone that Hollywood didn't know what to do with, I knew what to do with." This eclectic mix of actors and comedians turned out to be the refreshing addition that Hollywood had been yearning for. From the outset, each cast member's distinctive pre-show introduction presented vibrant art in a chaotic yet exuberant manner. This celebrated individuality while hinting at a collective unity. Characters like Tom and Tom, the brothers' humorously delved into the dichotomy between the socially aware and the unaware. Homie D. Clown provided an ironic exploration of a black man vehemently defending his self-respect, sometimes through unconventional means. The Haymon sketches offered Middle America a heightened glimpse into the lives of West Indian families navigating multiple jobs in the pursuit of the American dream. The show had a little bit of everything, but most importantly, it had a lot of what nothing else on TV had. In Living Color transcended mere sketch comedy. It became a cultural force, simultaneously shaping and commenting on the zeitgeist. A hybrid of the Richard Pryor Show, Soul Train, and Mr. Magic's Rap Attack, the show served as a platform for hip-hop. It also fearlessly challenged social taboos and redefined the boundaries of television. Filmed in front of a studio audience, the 30-minute episodes mixed comedy sketches, dance routines, and musical performances that celebrated hip-hop culture. In Living Color was nominated for 18 Emmy Awards over its 5 seasons and 127 episodes. The series won an Emmy for Outstanding Variety, Music, or Comedy Series in its first season, and was nominated in the same category in its second and third seasons. In addition, In Living Color won an NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Variety Series in 1992. The show introduced Jennifer Lopez and Carrie Ann Inaba as members of the Fly Girls, the show's dance troupe. Actress Rosie Perez earned 3 Emmy Award nominations for her work as a choreographer of the Fly Girls routines. After Chris Rock left the sketch comedy series Saturday Night Live, he joined the cast of In Living Color during season 5. Each episode featured the show's regular ensemble of actors, sometimes joined by guest performers. The show began with a performance by the Fly Girls and an introduction by Keenen Ivory Wayans, or one of the performers, followed by comedic sketches, Fly Girls dances, and performances by musical acts, such as Heavy D and the Boys, who recorded the show's theme song with DJ Eddie F., Queen Latifah, Flavor Flav, Mary J. Blige, Eazy-E, Naughty by Nature, A Tribe Called Quest, and many others. Sketches skewered cultural and political figures, spoofed movies, and parodied music videos. Popular recurring sketches included Dirty Dozen's Tournament of Champions, Homeboy Shopping Network, Great Moments in Black History, and Fire Marshal Bill. Damon Wayans, one of the breakout stars of the show, created several memorable recurring characters, including Homie D. Clown and Anton Jackson. Both Keenen Ivory Wayans and Damon Wayans were nominated for an Emmy Award in 1991 for outstanding individual performance in a variety of music programs. The immense popularity of In Living Color helped Fox, which was founded in 1986, to boost its viewership and ratings. Although the network wanted an edgy show to draw viewers, executives worried about the controversial nature of some of the content and sometimes censored sketches. During the first 3 seasons of the show, Keenen Ivory Wayans found a way to produce sketches that were acceptable to both him and the network. However, he left the show during the 4th season after clashing with Fox over censorship and about airing reruns of the show before syndication. Over time, every Wayans originally involved with the show left. Damon Wayans after the 3rd season, Marlon Wayans after the 4th, and Kim Wayans and Sean Wayans after the 4th. After the show's 5th season, in 1994, Fox canceled In Living Color. During the 1992 Super Bowl, Fox aired a live episode of In Living Color to compete with the halftime show during the football game, which was airing on CBS. More than 20 million viewers flipped channels to watch the sketch show instead of the halftime show. Prior to that event, the Super Bowl halftime show featured entertainment that was fairly tame, such as performances by Olympic figure skaters and the youth singing group Up With People. After the In Living Color event, the NFL changed its halftime show strategy. Superstar pop singer Michael Jackson performed at the 1993 halftime show, ushering in an era of blockbuster musical acts performing in Super Bowl halftime shows. After its cancellation, In Living Color gained a cult following for its sketches and relevance to Black culture. It significantly influenced later sketch comedy television shows, with Wayans acknowledging Chappelle's Show and Key and Peele as spiritual successors. In 2011, Wayans and Fox planned to revive the show, as Fox was looking to bring a successful sketch comedy show back to its TV programming lineup. However, both Fox and Wayans canceled the plans, believing that the sketch series couldn't survive past a season in the new millennium. Singer Bruno Mars's music video for the 2018 remix of his song Finesse doubled as a tribute to 90s fashion and In Living Color. In 2022, a collection of In Living Color materials was archived at the National Comedy Center in Jamestown, New York. The collection includes annotated script drafts, artifacts, creative materials, network censor reports, set drawings, prop lists, writer's notes, and videotape masters. As mentioned earlier, In Living Color was Fox's first sketch comedy show. The show was innovative, featuring a predominantly black cast, with Jim Carrey as the only white male. Carrey reportedly earned $25,000 per episode, totaling around $3.2 million for the 127 episodes. However, the show was also controversial. It addressed sensitive political issues and pushed the boundaries of television networks with vulgar and raunchy content. This led to clashes with executives, which is why show creator Keenen Ivory Wayans left after the 3rd season due to constant battles over the show's subject. While In Living Color produced several iconic sketches and hilarious characters that penetrated mainstream culture, some of these celebrated moments are viewed as problematic in today's more socially aware 21st century. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Keenen Ivory Wayans reminisced about a clever strategy they employed during the skits of In Living Color on Fox. They had to find ways to navigate the network's censorship guidelines, especially when it came to culturally specific content that was considered inappropriate at the time. We used to have fun with censors. We had a couple of instances where what we would do is we would put things in that we didn't want to be in the final cut, and we would laugh really hard at the table reads or the rehearsal, and the censor would get nervous, and they would come in and say, "You can't say that. You've got to come up with something else," Wayans explained. Damon Wayans invited Jim Carrey to audition for In Living Color, where he met his brother, Keenen Ivory Wayans. According to Wayans, they shot the pilot for the show. However, when they presented it to Fox, the producers became apprehensive. By the time the pilot was completed in 1989, Fox had changed leadership, with Peter Chernin taking over. Despite the show's value, Fox executives were concerned about potential backlash from the African American community, leading to the pilot being shelved for 6 months. Peter Chernin acknowledged, "In Living Color's groundbreaking approach to addressing race in America, something previously unexplored in network television." On the other hand, Jim Carrey told The Hollywood Reporter that they were extremely creative and pitched several sketches that were deemed too outrageous to be aired, including one involving an abortion rally ventriloquist. Additionally, they conceived a sketch named Make a Death Wish Foundation, featuring a deceased child's wish to visit an amusement park, which also didn't make it to air. However, Carrey's imaginative work during that time gave birth to his iconic yet disturbing Fire Marshal Bill character, as he created a distinctive face for the child in the latter sketch. The show once created a sketch parodying Billy D. Williams, the ambassador of Colt 45. The satire, Bolt 45, was aired only once and took inspiration from Williams' Colt 45 commercials. The sketch humorously suggested that Keenen Ivory Wayans, in his portrayal of Williams, recommended a beer that was ill-suited for appropriate consumption. Even during the 1990s, the sketch was widely viewed as highly inappropriate. Following just a single broadcast, it was permanently withdrawn, and an alternative sketch about the Exxon spill took its place. According to David Alan Grier, one of the cast members of In Living Color, legendary film director Spike Lee expressed strong displeasure with the show. He became quite upset because he felt that the show was overly critical when they did a skit of his movie, Do the Right Thing. Lee didn't appreciate the humor directed at him, and this wasn't unique. Others also became upset when the show playfully teased them, as per Hollywood Reporter. However, Shawn Wayans added that the show was exceptionally popular at the time. It attracted a wide range of industry figures who visited their set, including Eazy-E, Bruce Willis, Demi Moore, and even Sinead O'Connor. But there were fights, too, within the cast. Jim Carrey revealed that there were a few instances when he clashed with Keenen Ivory Wayans on the set of In Living Color. Carrey told The Hollywood Reporter, "There were a couple of moments where I got pissed at Keenen and I would show up in a sketch with dark sunglasses on, like, 'Screw you, man.'" Larry Wilmore described Wayans as the kind of boss who was challenging to please, even though everyone wanted to earn his approval. Wilmore even playfully dubbed him Murphy Brown because he frequently had a new assistant each week. Carrey told The Hollywood Reporter that in their initial years shooting In Living Color, there was a strong sense of camaraderie and enthusiasm. However, as time passed, apprehensions about the future and career trajectories started creeping in, creating some tension. As the 4th season approached, the show's dynamics changed. Fox Network opted to air reruns of the show before syndication, using them to promote other programs. This shift felt like an exploitation of their creation, prompting Keenen Ivory Wayans to decide to depart mid-season. Wayans emphasized that the network failed to grasp the show's visionary nature, and removing the visionary left them with just a sketch show. But despite the cancellation, Jim Carrey remains one of the greats to ever emerge from the show. Carrey is a comedic genius known for his unforgettable performances in movies such as Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. However, long before his Hollywood fame, Carrey rose to stardom as a cast member of the groundbreaking comedy show Living Color. Living Color was a diverse and innovative show known for pushing boundaries and providing a platform for talented comedians like Jim Carrey. It was here that the comic honed his skills and developed his signature brand of physical comedy, which would go on to influence and inspire aspiring comedians for years to come. His unique style of humor and unmatched talent quickly grabbed the attention of audiences and industry professionals alike. Jim's journey to becoming a household name wasn't an easy one. He had to work tirelessly to hone his craft and perfect his comedic timing. He started performing at comedy clubs and smaller venues, slowly building his reputation and making a name for himself. It wasn't long before his hard work paid off. He landed a role on the groundbreaking sketch comedy show Living Color. This was a turning point in his career, solidifying his status as a rising star. His versatility and range as a performer made him stand out on the show. He quickly became a fan favorite, showcasing his impressions and original characters in sketches and skits that left audiences in stitches. His characters, such as Fire Marshal Bill and Vera DeMilo, were not only funny but also memorable and iconic. His physical comedy and impressive mimicry skills added to the hilarity of his performances and made him a standout performer on the show. Carey's impact on Living Color was so significant that it led to his breakout roles in major films such as Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and The Mask. I think Jim had a very specific way of looking at things and a very specific style of humor that was refreshing and new, Living Color co-creator Keenen Ivory Wayans said in a past interview. After his successful stint on Living Color, Carey quickly rose to fame in Hollywood. His big screen breakthrough came when he starred in the hit comedy Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, which became a box office sensation in 1994. From there, he continued to dazzle audiences with his comedic talent, starring in a variety of successful films such as The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and Liar Liar. He also showed his versatile acting skills in more dramatic roles, such as The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Through it all, he remained a beloved figure in the entertainment industry, earning critical acclaim and numerous awards for his work. He solidified his status as one of Hollywood's top comedic actors and continues to inspire new generations of comedians today. Living Color was my launching pad, Jim Carrey has said. It was where I learned to express myself and where I got the chance to be noticed by Hollywood. And then there is Jamie Foxx. Foxx, born December 13, 1967, in Terrell, Texas, is an American comedian, musician, and actor who became known for his impersonations on the television sketch comedy show In Living Color and later proved himself a versatile film actor. He is especially noted for his Academy Award-winning portrayal of Ray Charles in Ray of 2004. Foxx's parents separated soon after his birth, and he was adopted by his maternal grandparents. He began playing piano at about age 5 and became keenly interested in music, later earning a scholarship to United States International University and later Alliant International University in San Diego to study classical piano and music theory. While attending school, he began performing at local comedy clubs. At open mic nights, he delighted audiences with his bitingly funny impersonations of former U.S. President Ronald Reagan, boxer Mike Tyson, and comedian Bill Cosby. Discovering that it was easier for women to get stage time at open mic nights, Foxx adopted the gender-neutral name of Jamie Foxx. In 1991, he won the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition, which led to an audition for the Fox television network's hit show In Living Color. His impersonations and his drag character Wanda, an ugly, sexually aggressive woman, impressed the show's creator and star, Keenen Ivory Wayans, and earned Foxx a job as a regular. At that time, Foxx also had a recurring role on the sitcom Rock. Foxx's success on television led to new opportunities in music, television, and film. In 1994, he released his debut album, Peep This, which he also produced and composed. 2 years later, he landed his own television sitcom, The Jamie Foxx Show, which lasted 5 seasons. His first feature role in a movie was in the sex comedy Booty Call of 1997, but his breakthrough performance came in Any Given Sunday of 1999, in which Foxx played a young quarterback who was outwardly cocky but terrified of failure. That performance, along with his role as cornerman Drew Bundini Brown in the biopic Ali of 2001, showed that his acting abilities extended well beyond simple comedic impersonations. In 2005, Fox collected a Best Actor Academy Award for his riveting performance of soul singer Ray Charles in Ray of 2004. He not only mastered Charles's physical mannerisms, but also captured the blind singer's warmth, determination, and recklessness. Fox was also nominated in 2005 for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his role in the thriller Collateral, in which he appeared as a taxi driver abducted by a professional killer, played by Tom Cruise. The multi-talented star later released his second album, Unpredictable, in 2005, which quickly rose to the top of the Billboard album chart. In 2005, he also sang on Kanye West's hit single, Gold Digger. Fox maintained his acting career with such movies as Jarhead in 2005, a film set during the Persian Gulf War, and the musical Dreamgirls of 2006, in which he starred as a record executive opposite Eddie Murphy and Beyoncé. In 2009, Fox had lead roles in The Soloist as a homeless man who was once a musical prodigy and in the thriller Law-Abiding Citizen. He subsequently gave supporting performances in the comedies Valentine's Day, Due Date, and Horrible Bosses. He lent his voice to a canary in the computer-animated children's comedies Rio of 2011 and Rio 2 of 2014. In Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained, a 2012 fantasy set in the antebellum American South, Fox starred as a freed slave attempting to rescue his wife from a cruel plantation owner. He then played a U.S. president imperiled by a terrorist attack in the action entertainment White House Down of 2013 and the villain Electro in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, also 2014. Fox next portrayed a New York City mayoral candidate who takes a shine to the titular orphan in a remake of the classic musical Annie from 1976. His film credits from 2017 included Sleepless, in which he played an undercover police officer whose teenage son is kidnapped by gangsters, and Baby Driver, an action comedy about bank robbers. The actor then assumed the role of Little John in an action-packed retelling of Robin Hood in 2018. His credits from 2019 included the TV special Live in Front of a Studio Audience, Norman Lear's All in the Family and the Jeffersons, in which he played George Jefferson, and the film drama Just Mercy. The following year, he starred in the Netflix action movie Project Power, which centers on a drug that temporarily gives users special powers. Fox then voiced a jazz musician in the Pixar animated film Soul of 2020. In the TV sitcom Dad, Stop Embarrassing Me of 2021, he played a single father of a teenager. He also co-created and co-wrote the show. The comedian later reprised the role of Electro in Spider-Man: No Way Home in 2021. Fox's third studio album, Intuition of 2008, featured the single Blame It, a Grammy Award-winning collaboration with vocalist and producer T-Pain. His later albums included Best Night of My Life of 2010 and Hollywood, A Story of a Dozen Roses of 2015. In 2021, he published the memoir Act Like You Got Some Sense and Other Things My Daughters Taught Me. His rise from appearing on In Living Color to being an Oscar and Grammy winner is nothing short of admirable. The influence of In Living Color on Jamie Foxx's life and career has never been lost on him, and he often talks about his time on the show. In a conversation with Yahoo Entertainment in December 2020, he spoke about how he auditioned for a role in the production and the esteem to which he held his eventual co-stars. In the audience while I auditioned was Keenen Ivory Wayans, Jim Carrey, David Alan Grier, all the Fly Girls, Fox recalled. The next day I get a call that says, "You're gonna be in Living Color." Once I got on the show, it was interesting because I was the 8th funniest person. But then, one person from the show would later reveal what many fans didn't understand. Tommy Davidson will be the first to admit that he is not the biggest star to come out of the 1990s sketch comedy show In Living Color. The series aired for a total of 127 episodes and featured a mostly African-American cast. As mentioned earlier, the hilarious group of actors who starred in the show were largely previously unknown, but ended up being catapulted to fame following their involvement. Among those who found their major breakthrough were the actors and comedians Jamie Foxx, Jim Carrey, Takia Crystal Kima, David Alan Grier, and Davidson himself. Jennifer Lopez and Rosie Perez also later joined the cast lineup. Fox and Grier would later collaborate on the former's Netflix sitcom Dad, Stop Embarrassing Me. Carey was arguably the star who gained the most prominence from the show, at least in the immediate aftermath. In the long run, however, it is Fox that appears to have gained the most success among the cast members of In Living Color. But what happened between him and his co-star Davidson? In January 2020, Tommy Davidson released a memoir about his life and work. He titled the book Living in Color, as he referenced back to the show that first made him and the likes of Jamie Foxx famous. Throughout Living in Color, Davidson recounts the experiences that defined his life, from growing up poor in Washington, D.C., to his early days as a struggling comedian. He also delved into the complex racial and cultural dynamics that influenced his career and the impact that working on In Living Color had on his life. Another notable aspect of the book was Davidson's frank discussion of his relationship with Fox. Their dynamic is often publicly portrayed as competitive and contentious, but Davidson revealed a deeper and more complex bond between them. He wrote about how they came up together in the comedy scene, pushing each other to be better and constantly challenging each other's assumptions and beliefs. He also described their shared experiences of racism and prejudice, and how they leaned on each other for support and camaraderie during the difficult times. Despite these sentiments about his colleagues in general, it would appear that Fox did not take some of Davidson's comments in his memoir too well. Having written that his co-star was mercilessly mean and determined to steal every scene he could, any form of communication between the pair seemingly came to a halt. "I haven't actually heard from him," Davidson told Page Six in February 2022, while also emphasizing that his words in the book were aimed at informing the reader and not intended as an attack on Fox. But it appears that wasn't the only beef that emanated from the show. A lot of celebrities have said the nicest things about Jennifer Lopez. Still, some Hollywood stars don't share the same opinion of the singer. For instance, Mariah Carey still insists that she doesn't know her, but that's for another day. Jenny from the Block and her In Living Color castmate Rosie Perez have a bone to pick. Lopez and Perez first met back in 1991 during an open casting call for In Living Color. Perez was the show's choreographer, while the Selena star was auditioning to be part of the dance group Fly Girls. In her 2014 memoir, Handbook for an Unpredictable Life, Perez recalled that she instantly recognized J.Lo's best asset, describing her as a girl with a big ass. However, she revealed that the show's creator, Keena Ivory Wayans, didn't want to hire her because she was chubby and corny. Perez eventually convinced him to cast Lopez, but Wayans demanded that she cut her hair and lose 20 pounds before making her series debut as a Fly Girl in September 1991. Once she was in, the Made in Manhattan actress was labeled a diva by her fellow dancers. "All of the girls were coming into my office complaining how she was manipulating wardrobe, makeup, and me all to her advantage," Perez wrote in her tell-all, noting that she ignored the complaints, thinking the girls were just jealous. But soon, Lopez dropped her sweet girl act and went off on the white men can't jump star, screaming and pounding her chest. Perez recalled the singer saying, "You pick on me and only me every day. I work my ass off, deliver, and you keep pushing me aside, treating me like she asterisk T asterisk. I know I'm good. I'm better than any of these girls, and you know it." In 2020, during a panel for Variety's Power of Women series, J.Lo said that she had to break out of stereotypical parts in Hollywood like the Rosie Perez type role. She said, "When I started, I would always go in for what they would call the maid, the Rosie Perez type role, the dishwasher." She said it's what led her to her first romantic comedy, The Wedding Planner. "I was like, I don't want to do that. And I had to kind of break out of that and convince somebody to put me in the first romantic comedy, which was The Wedding Planner," she continued. But even then, Lopez revealed that her former agent turned co-producer, Elaine Goldsmith Thomas, had to advocate for a salary she thought she merited due to her musical success. "They were buckling back on us," Lopez remembered. "And then the movie's director, Adam Shankman, came to one of my record signings and he said, 'Give her whatever she wants.' The line was around the block." Goldsmith Thomas also backed Julia Roberts on her demand to get paid $20 million for Erin Brockovich, an amount only received by male actors like Leonardo DiCaprio and Adam Sandler back then. The agent argued that at that point, the Pretty Woman star had already made 5 movies grossing over $100 million, while DiCaprio and Sandler had only made a single hit of the same scale. Though Perez didn't like how Lopez handled the incident, the Do the Right Thing actress clarified that she doesn't hate the Marry Me star. "I was blindsided," Perez recounted. "I thought we were cool. I called her up. She wouldn't pick up. Frustrated, I left her an irate message on her answering machine. Instead of calling me back and hashing it out like friends do, she went on a major talk show and reiterated my lashing." In 2014, Perez explained to Piers Morgan that tabloids just blew the rift out of proportion. "I don't hate Jennifer Lopez. I have great respect for her," she said. "When I first saw her, I knew she was going to be a star. Yes, we had a tiff, and it was 20 years ago. It's unfortunate that the tabloids try to portray it as something that is current." She added, "I've moved on, and I'm sure she has also. We're grown women, and it's really disgusting to me that the media tried to pit 2 Latinas against each other. It's just so difficult and so hard to make it in this industry, especially if you're a person of color. And for them to do that was really shameful." Indeed, many female artists like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B have been constantly pitted against each other for the same reasons. But will Jenny and Perez ever see eye to eye? Only time will tell. And that's it from us today. Until next time, thank you for watching.